We are back on the topic of how to get more people to join your online yoga classes. In a previous video, I shared 5 things you need to do to get more people to join your classes. And today I'm diving a little bit deeper into point 1, which was making it easy for your audience to sign up. But not just making it easy with a scheduling and booking software, but improving and optimizing your class descriptions. So let's talk a little bit about those class descriptions, shall we? Go ahead and pull up your own yoga class descriptions. If you have a website currently, what do you have as a class description right now? You can take a look at it. You can analyze it. Is it to your liking? Do you think that it shares enough information for people to click that register button, to click the join or enroll button? If it doesn't, we're going to cover 5 things you can put in your description to make it easier for your audience to say yes to signing up. Most of us have number 1, and that is that main paragraph or couple sentences about the class. But let's be more specific. When you have a description, the first thing it should say is the duration of the class. How long is it? 60 minutes, 90 minutes. The title of the class, repeat it again. What is the name of the class? Is it Hatha Yoga? Is it a Vinyasa Yoga class, Power Yoga, Breath Work, or something else? So duration and the title of the class. And also, where is it located? Is this online on Zoom? Is it a in-person class at a specific studio in a city? Even if you have these listed elsewhere, somewhere else on your website, list them again in this description. It's a 60-minute power yoga class at Ash's Yoga Studio in POULSBO, Washington. Very simple to understand, said very clearly and plainly. So rather than trying to get too creative, first tell us exactly what it is so we know whether or not it's a good fit for us. If you can just read that first sentence, if someone could say yes or no to that and know what it is in the first sentence, awesome. You have a good start. The next part of that paragraph, this is still section 1 here, is explaining what to expect and how they're going to feel taking the class. So what is it? Describe any equipment you might need. But remember, it has to start with the duration of class, repeating the title, and the location it's at. All right, next section. So that's section 1. There are 4 more. Most people will skip over these 4 and just have that first paragraph and that's it. But that's not quite enough to answer all the questions that your potential students might have before they join. You're going to treat this description kind of like a mini sales page. Not a full-blown sales page, but a mini sales page that can help your audience get their questions answered right in one place. So the second part is to list out the price or the payment options. That's oftentimes the number 1 thing or number 2 thing that people will ask is, how much does it cost? What are the pricing options? Do you have an intro package? Do you have any links to a membership or to a 5-class package option? What's the best way to buy this? Listing out your payment methods or the styles of payment and really highlighting any kind of introductory offer. So if you're looking for new students, make sure you have some kind of introductory offer. It might be first 2 weeks for $20 or 30 days for $30 or your first 3 classes at a discounted rate or something like that. But make sure you have that listed so it's very clear rather than expecting people to email you or jump off of this page and onto another one to figure it out. Have it in the description. And then the third thing you want is a full step-by-step of what to expect and how this works. So if you're in person, you might talk about parking. Step 1, arrive 5 to 10 minutes early at this location. Step 2, park in the parking lot. Step 3, walk through the door. Step 4, check in at the desk. Step 5, take off your shoes. Step 6, if you need any props, gather them, and then you'll sit down. So making it super obvious what to do because new people are nervous. I was very nervous as a first-time yoga student. Or anytime I went to a new studio, I was almost petrified. In some instances, I would sit in my car. I remember one time too, I did sit in my car and I did not go in. It was scary. I didn't know what to expect. The unknown is very scary. So the more that you can help people through this process, the better. And bonus points if you make a video. If you can make a video and share this in your description, or a link to what to expect, or a link to how this works, that can be so helpful for the people that are viewing. So it makes it easier for them to say, yes, this is a good fit for me. All right, the fourth thing that you want to add to your description is a cancellation or refund policy. So do you have a 24-hour cancellation notice, 2-hour? What happens if class is canceled? What happens if they don't make it? Just list this out so it's really obvious. I use Offering Tree, and in the bottom it will say something about the cancellation policy, like someplace else in italic letters, very small. But I still like to put it in my description and word it in my own words. So I put it in the description like something like, if you taught outdoors, you might say, when it's inclement weather, class will be canceled, you'll get an email 1 hour before, or we'll call it 1 hour before, everyone will get a refund. Or no refunds or reschedules 2 hours before. Or we charge $15 if you cancel within an hour. Or cancel anytime, it doesn't matter, no big deal. That type of thing. So a cancellation or refund policy, just in case something happens. And the last part that I think is required in a yoga class description or on the page that's selling your yoga class is repeating your bio. It's a paragraph, your bio, your biography, your yoga teaching biography. Now, I do have a template. I have a template for you. So if you're like, what's even on a bio? Do I talk about my cats and my dogs and where I live and how many kids I have? No. You're talking about a bio that's relevant to what you're teaching. So your bio can actually kind of shift here and there depending on where you're placing it. So if this is for a yoga class, I want to hear about your experience with yoga, who you learn from, and what people can expect when they take your classes. So I put that at the bottom of the class description page because a lot of times when you build your own website, you don't want people to have to click around everywhere, and you want to direct them to just one page that has all the information. The great thing about having a little more information is people can skip what they want and take what they need. But if you don't have the information on it, you're either forcing them to search for it, or they don't know what they don't know, so then maybe they don't know to search for it, or they might have questions that are unanswered and they're unlikely to email you. So the easier you can make it for your students to sign up by having all the information there just right in front of them, the better it's going to be for you and the easier it is for them to click that button. The goal of your sign up page is for that button to get clicked, the register, the sign up for class, sign up now. Okay? Great. So those 5 parts again. So if you don't have these, let's look at your descriptions. It's that paragraph description starting with the duration of class, repeating the title of the class, and also the location, as well as a sentence or two of what to expect inside the class. And then you're listing the price or pricing options. Maybe you link to a membership or the step-by-step of how to enroll and how to buy. Part 3 is the exact how-to, what to expect. I didn't mention if you were doing on Zoom. I always have like a 5-step on Zoom how this works. So you download the Zoom app and then you join the waiting room at the time. You'll get a confirmation email. So step-by-step of how it works up into the point that you're in the class. And part 4 is that cancellation or refund policy or any relevant policies. And part 5 is your bio paragraph. Bonus points again if you include a headshot of you, smiling face, because that's welcoming and approachable. People will know what to expect a little bit more if you have all of these things in your class descriptions. Now, if you choose not to do this, that is up to you. I have found this works really well when I'm hosting workshops, events, classes, webinars, or anything when I add a little bit more to the description. Nobody has ever said to me, Ashley, your descriptions are just so long. Nobody said that. I don't think anyone's thinking that. If they have to scroll a few inches, no big deal. This isn't a full lengthy sales page. This is maybe like one scroll down, and it's like maybe a page at most if you were to write it in a Word document, maybe half a page. It's not that much. There's ways that you can simplify it and ways to make this a little bit easier. Now, I have a couple extra things you could add to your description as that are optional. So I'm gonna list those too, okay? So optionally, you can add some photos, headshot of yourself, or videos of how to, or any mock-ups. Mock-ups are like visual representations of what you're giving, like something on a computer, or if there's a cell phone, if it's a digital product or an iPad type of thing. You could add a yoga or a fitness disclaimer at the bottom. A disclaimer is similar to the waiver in that it just states that you are responsible, or you take full responsibility by joining, and just giving you a little heads up. You can also link to additional resources or things that might be helpful. Maybe it's products like the best yoga mat to use, or maybe it's something, a prop or something that you use in your class. I use these I am affirmation cards. This was today's affirmation, and I will often link to these in my description because people have asked me where I've got them. So they're listed in my description. And you might also list any affiliate disclaimers. So for example, I list these. I do make a commission if you buy them, so I'll list out an affiliate disclaimer. So that's a couple extra things. So that's kind of a big topic, but that's a way that you can help optimize and enhance your class descriptions to make it easier and more of a yes for someone to sign up for your online yoga classes. I'll make sure and list those again in the description of this video so that you can just take them. And if you want to check out my descriptions, my website, and my classes, you can do so at ashesyoga.com. If you click on the schedule page, you will see my descriptions. My descriptions have the same format. So you'll see the description for my morning movement and meditation class. I think that's the only one I'm teaching at this moment, but it still is a great example. So that's the 5-part description details. Go ahead and fix up and doctor up your own descriptions so it makes it easy for your students to say yes and to hit the enroll button. Did this help? If this helped you, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, I go a little bit deeper in how to teach online and how to use the software and all that in my online webinar. So in my training, it's a free training, go to ashesyoga.com/register, and I give you a lot more online teaching tips, as well as tips to moving forward if you're making that jump to online teaching. And I can't wait to hear about all the students who are now joining you after you've made some simple shifts.